Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It means a lot that you clicked in the video. Really quickly before we start, if you aren't subscribed, 85% of you guys aren't subscribed. Let's change that. It's free, it's easy. And when I post a video, if you turn on notifications, you'll be able to see it. Moving right into today's topic. Today we're going to talk about the 14 different advantages in Survivor and what I personally feel about them. Just my opinion. Don't attack me in the comments. Okay, starting out with the first one, we have the 50-50 coin. This one I find kind of cheesy. I feel like if you have the advantage, you should have the advantage. It shouldn't be a chance at getting safety. It doesn't make any sense to me. If anything, just weaken the idol. There's no point in weakening the idol to the point where half the time it's just not usable. Plus, people can game the coin so that they can learn how to flip it correctly so that it always lands on the good side. I find it really cheesy and gimmicky and well, everything's a risk and it sounds like something probes would love, but I'm personally not a big fan of it. Moving on to number 13, or not number 13, they're not in any specific order. I'm just going through them. Juror removal, which is going to be the one that Michelle Fitzgerald used. This one I don't like either. I feel like the jury should be the jury, and you should have to game for the jury. The entire point of the jury being there is that they're voted out, and the only thing that they have left is voting for a winner. And when you take away that power, it's kind of like it's like a slap in the face, especially after they watched all of those tribals, which, by the way, they're contractually obligated to watch the tribals. I read the Survivor contract, which I can make a whole new video on if you guys want, just talking about all of the cool things that I found in it. But yeah, no, in the contract, it talks about how the jurors must be there at every single tribal. And so to kick somebody out beforehand, plus, it's cheesy. It's cheesy and stupid, and it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Next one is fake advantage kits. So these have been kind of dipped upon, although the only person that ever really used it was Jamal, and I mean it didn't really help him at all because people are smart enough now. The only fake thing that you can make is an idol, and even then, that's kind of iffy. I feel like the whole point of the fake advantage kit, why would you need that when you could just make it out of some rope and the beads that you get in a merge thing? I mean, it's one of those I think this is one of the only ones on here that's just unnecessary. Like I can see the argument, or not the argument. I can see the reason why a juror removal is powerful and why a 50-50 coin is powerful. I have no idea why in the world anyone would ever pick a fake advantage kit, unless the other two are a free apple or something. There's just nothing there for me. Then we have extortion. Extortion we saw only in Winners at War with Tony. This one I like. I like this one, but I don't like it coming from the edge. I feel like this should be one where someone wins the advantage to extort somebody else, and that person has to get something from other people. Now, I don't know how this would work if you don't have fire tokens, but just maybe someone has to get five people knowing that that person's being extorted to unextort them, and if they all sign the paper, then they'll get unextorted, and so they have to show them their the gameplay by convincing five people to sign the piece of paper. I don't know, something like that. I actually like this one a lot, and I feel like it's balanced to the point where if you do get the extortion advantage and you're able to pay the balance, I think the only change should be that you will get something extra if you can get the balance, because I feel like if you do all that work just to not do it, or just to get nothing, I feel like it's not worth it. I feel like if you're able to really get what the payment or whatever you need to get, I feel like you deserve to get some sort of prize. So I feel like it should be a positive or a negative thing and not a negative or a nothing thing. Idle nullifier. This is the worst one on the list. It is bottom. It is number 14 on this entire thing. If I was ranking it, this would be the first one I would talk about, because I feel like this defeats the whole purpose of an advantage. An advantage isn't here to deny other advantages. And if you want idols they're there to be less idling to the end, just put less idols in the game or don't rehide them in certain camps. I don't know if fire defeats the entire point of an advantage, which is to help the minority what an idle nullifier does is it literally it gives the majority the ability to say nope, nope. There's nothing that you can do as minority to do anything. They just sit there and they get voted out, just like Janet did. It's not an entertaining TV because we all know it's going to happen because they have to at least say that they have I don't know fire. It's just in they usually get hoarded until the end of the game until like the final 6 or 5, and then they you would get like played around there. It's just not not a fun, fair, or useful advantage. Advantage menu. I like this because it gives the person the choice to pick it. There's not much to talk about. It's a menu of these other advantages basically. And yeah, it's just pretty simply an advantage menu. I mean, I like that someone has to make a choice. I love when people like are faced with dilemmas and choices to make. And for me, this is definitely on the top half of this list for sure. Challenge advantages. I like this. I don't like it at Final Four, and I know what you're gonna say. Well, oh no, but even Malcolm had the advantage in Philippines, and he even lost. Yeah, but like that's because Malcolm's not good at that challenge. I wouldn't want someone getting an advantage in a challenge, and because of that, they get to the end and win the entire season all but based off of one advantage in one challenge that isn't even like important in the grand scheme of things. I feel like it's unnecessary, and it kind of it just if it's going to happen, it needs to be early in the post merge or sorry post merge or just any time in the pre merge. I don't like it anywhere past final 5 or 4. Moving on, we have extra vote. This one's great. It's very straightforward, and it gives someone a chance to gain more power. Um, but even if they have the extra vote, it doesn't matter if they don't play correctly. Legacy advantage. I also like this one because it can only be used at 6 and 13, and it adds a layer of the game where if you tell someone about it, it can either really help you or really hurt you. And I think it's a really good like social experiment, like talking point almost. Now we have super idols. Super idols are one of those things. I think the only time it's ever been done correctly is wrong. I feel like if you have two idols and you want to put them together and use them, and waste all of them for one tribal, but in turn you get the most powerful advantage probably ever in the super idol. I feel like that's fair. I feel like there should be a limit. There should be an expiration date on them, and that there should be some sort of combining mechanic with them. And I think Wrong is the best version of them for sure. Fire tokens. I like fire tokens coming out of Winners at War, but they've kind of soured on me because I started to think like, okay, like we're used to people like hunting for idols. Do you really want to see someone like looking in a forest and finding one fire token? Like that's just not fun. I feel like in that case, I feel like the only way to do it right would be to give them during challenges, and that's not fun either. So if you're gonna swap idols and all these advantages out for fire tokens in which you can buy those advantages, I feel like it's a lot more fun to watch somebody like win a car, not go to the dealership and sign the papers and buy the car legally. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what the best comparison is for the fire tokens. The vote steal, same thing with the extra vote, except I like this one better because you're specifically targeting somebody, and that creates social ripples that you'll have to deal with. And I like really like and it does the same thing. It's also slightly more powerful than the extra vote as well. Moving on, we have the hidden immunity. I think this is easily the best advantage. It's just the most balanced because you have to guess based on social implications who the vote's going towards. Um, and it leads to really dumb moves and really smart moves. And I think that's what a good advantage does. Is it gives someone an advantage, but it still makes them work with the advantage and have to work either around the advantage or with the advantage in order to make good moves. And it also just has led to some of the best moments with what Wentworth that will not count in the Parvey autoplay and the Kelly Charbal boot in Samoa, and all of these boots they're so iconic, and it's all because the idol that is formed today, like the current idol, works, and it's balanced and it just works. Yeah, those are all the advantages. There's 14 of them. I did not think that there was 14 at first. I was thinking maybe 7 or 8, and then I looked it up and there's 14. So yeah, what is your favorite advantage? Tell me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Notifications. Go check out my podcast with Snuff that I did. I believe on Tuesday it'll be dropping. And so it's probably out by the time that you're seeing this video. We talk Survivor 41 and the cast assessments on my channel, and I believe the twist discussion is on his channel. So go check that out, and let's get on with it.